And you touch on a couple different things too, because I feel like obviously gloving is just so heavily immersed in rave culture essentially. And I know, like you touched on, it's banned at some shows, or they don't allow gloving, which doesn't make any sense to me, because I've said this before, like the flow arts to me at shows are like what makes the experience besides the music. Like if we didn't have those at events, it just is not the same effect to me, because I just love that people come there and share their talents, and I think it's a part of the entire experience. So what are your thoughts and opinions on shows banning it?
I think it's so fucking dumb, honestly. Yeah. And I mean, I've had multiple glove sets taken away from me. I've had security wrestle me to the floor in the middle of a light show.
Oh my God.
And these are like two men, like, you know, I'm tall, I'm like 5'10", but these guys were like 6'2", you know, like it was so unnecessary. And I was literally like just giving someone a light show, and then next thing I know, someone, you know, they're just like, oh, give me your gloves, like, how'd you get those? And I'm like, yeah, well, I snuck them in, obviously, but it's really, it's silly. And, you know, their excuse for it is that that, you know, it's a fire hazard to have people sitting on the floor, you know, and it's dumb, you know, it's a dumb excuse, in my opinion, lazy excuse, actually, you know, especially when they there's been times where they've been, you know, where people have been like vending gloves inside, and I'm like, explain that one to me. I don't even understand how, you know, and this is,
that makes no sense at all.
Insomniac, you know. And I've had one situation actually, and I'll share this because this is public information, but this was at Dream State in 2015, I think, or something around then. But I went, I got guest listed for it, but it was an artist guest list. And so I went through the VIP entrance, and I was just like, you know what? It was an Insomniac event, for those of you that don't know, Dream State. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to walk in with my gloves. I was like, if they take them away, then like, whatever. But I just want to like, let's just see what happens. Like, what's the difference if I go through VIP or if I go through general admission? So I go through VIP, and, you know, the girl's going through, I had like one of those drawstring backpacks, and she pulls out my gloves, and she's like, she's like, what are these? And I was just shot straight with her. I was like, they're LED gloves for light shows. She looks at me and she goes, okay, puts them back in my bag and lets me keep them. And I was like, nice. Interesting. You know, I go in there, I'm gloving for like probably the whole night. It was like the last hour, and then security comes up to me and is like, you need to give us those or you're getting kicked out. And I was like, see, this is the problem, because I was like, there's no consistency. Like, people, you know, no one is communicating. I said, I walked in with them. I said, I showed the girl what they were. She didn't care. She said, yeah, that's fine. Bring them in. You know, I was like, so where, you know, what's the issue in that? And I wrote this whole long post, which is still up. You know, if you dig on my Blitzen Facebook page, you could probably find it. And I tagged Insomniac events, and he got like a lot of shares, and like a lot of people were, you know, and I wrote my whole experience, everything that happened. Yeah. And like a couple of reps from Insomniac like messaged me, and they were like, you know, well, they were like, oh, like, we're so sorry that happened to you, you know. And I'm like, that's great. But like, what are you gonna do? Like, what do you know? Right. We'll, you know, we'll guest list you for the next show, you know, or we'll take care of you for the next show. It was like something like that. But it was like nothing ever that doesn't
change anything. Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Exactly. You know, and so it's unfortunate to see that that people have to like, you know, sneak gloves in. I'm like, crazy. Doesn't, you know, like why can't people just stand and glove then, if that's the
case,
case,
just gonna say that, and it's like there are bigger problems to fry at this festival than that. I mean,
yeah, exactly. So it's clearly there's, you know, some other stigmas attached to it, but,
for sure.
that they're stuck on, and it's not like that, you know.